yeah, I'm in a bad mood. There's nothing new there. It is currently May 24th. If you didn't know, it is currently 2009. As a result of that, I'm bringing back the favorites video. So my first favorite this month is The Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. When it was actually 2009, I was not really an emo kid. I was emo kid adjacent. Everyone thought I was really weird. I've always been a little bit more pop punk because the first album I ever listened to was actually Enema of the State. I remember one time in elementary school they taught us how to line dance, and I came home and put Enema of the State on my boombox and did line dancing. My favorite song to line dance to was the party song. It's perfect for a barn raising. I've always been aware of My Chemical Romance. I always knew that I thought Gerard Way was hot. I do love the guyliner look. I think it's very, very good. And then on Easter, I was on TikTok. I was in one of my TikTok watching phases, and a TikTok came up on my For You page about the butterfly effect. And basically it was like explaining how, is it Osama bin Laden? Osama bin Laden, I think. How he indirectly caused Ellen DeGeneres' downfall. Because of Osama bin Laden, 9/11 happened. And because 9/11 happened, Gerard Way made My Chemical Romance. And I was like so obsessed with that. I was like, wow, that is such an interesting reason to have started a band. Then I kept thinking about Gerard Way over the course of a week. And I was like, I should look up The Black Parade on YouTube, but not to listen to, just to watch analyses of the albums. And I watched 2 analyses videos, and I actually cried during both of them. While they were completely different analyses, both of them were so poetically resonant, and I was just like, wow, this is a great album. I haven't even listened to it, but I know it's good. That evening, I went for a walk, and I had this feeling that like, wow, I've really been shutting myself off from any feeling that's negative for a long time, specifically sadness. During a breakup, if someone asks if I'm sad, I probably will be like, no, I don't really care, but I might actually care. And I was like, wow, maybe there's power in sadness. Maybe I can channel my own sadness into something like The Black Parade. Now I finally understand Brené Brown's The Power of Vulnerability. Like, I get it now. I came back from that walk just like refreshed, rejuvenated. Sorry. So I came home and I watched I think her name is Strange Eon's video, which is also a favorite, of like all of the outfits that My Chemical Romance did on their most recent tour. My April favorite Gerard Way costume was the ghost costume, where it's like a sheet with 2 holes in it. I wanted so badly to be a sheet with 2 holes in it ghost for Halloween several years ago, and I considered it, but then when I went to Salvation Army to buy a sheet, I was looking at all these sheets and I was like, if I cut 2 holes in you, I would be effectively ending your life. So I just never did it. I would need my sheet with 2 holes in it ghost costume to be manufactured, so I wouldn't be like the butcher. I don't want to be the butcher. Anyways, so after that I entered my emo phase. The Black Parade became the only thing that I listened to for pretty much a whole week. But then I discovered 100 Gex and I started listening to all of their songs, but really Money Machine was a standout. There's something a little unhinged about the beginning of Money Machine where it's like, it sounds like pots and pans crashing in such a way that it's just like, you want to keep hearing it, but it's just so cacophonous. But I'm still in my emo phase. I don't know if you can tell, but I have this side part. My next favorite is Oreos. One day I had a craving for sweets and I went and got Oreos, and then after I ate about 6 to 10 Oreos, I went to sleep, obviously, because after you have a feast like that, you have no other option. And when I woke up, it was like my aged 47-year-old skin was brand new. I felt like I was a baby again. And I'm not sure what it was about that. I guess it's just a side effect of the Oreos. After a while, I did get a little bit tired of Oreos. It was like what I would have for breakfast, it's what I would have for dessert. Now I'm off of the Oreos, but I still think I look pretty good. I would say one negative to the Oreos though is that they do make my farts stink a lot. Next, I have zinc supplements. So I took zinc supplements for a few weeks and it was good.
So that's That's pretty good.
Next on the list, I have the YouTuber Johnny Gilbert. He's an emo. I've been going on and off of watching him for several years now. He was one of my big pandemic watches. In fact, I used to watch his Twitch streams, which would go late into the night. I would never comment, obviously, but like, I started to get to know the other commenters. There was this 14-year-old or maybe 12-year-old. She always would like donate bits, and she'd be like, oh, yeah, my mom said I should stop buying bits because like we don't have enough money for it, but I just wanted to give it to you. And I thought that was so funny. After I watched the Black Parade, I was like, time to watch Johnny Gilbert again. And I think that his dynamic with his friends is really fun. I laughed the whole time. So he's definitely on my list of faves. Next, I have feathers on my list. I would like to, well, first of all, I want to get hair extensions to make my hair look huge. It would be so cool to like just stick a feather in it so that it looks like a literal bird's nest. And I want the feathers to like stick out of my hair in every direction, none of the silky feathers. So I told my sister about my new interest in feathers, and she was in Belgium, and she went to a thrift store or vintage store or something the next day, and she saw this feather necklace, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. And she got it for me, so thank you to her. This is another favorite. You can't see the way that it hangs on me now, but it is very beautiful, and it is evocative of the kind of feather chic that I want to bring back into the cultural consciousness. Another kind of feather thing that I like is those coats with the feathers on the collar, or like the feathers on the wrists, or the feathers on the bottom of the coat. I really like that, and I think everyone should start wearing, no, not everyone. I think I should start wearing that coat and no one else. Next on the list is young Gerard Way. I mean, I like old Gerard Way too. There's something about Gerard Way that inspires obsession. Also, I find his creative drive and willingness to go to insane measures. Like, I guess that while they were writing the Black Parade, the band stayed in a haunted house, which I think is very cool. I like the idea of bringing your art to, or like having your art carry you to your wit's end. I think that's a very romantic prospect. And yeah, it just seems like certain things happen in life, like 9/11, and then he decides to create a very famous band, and I think that kind of dedication based on signs from the universe is admirable. It's what I aspire to, of course, but I'm still getting there. Also, I really like that when he wrote the Black Parade, he wasn't that young. I mean, like, he's not 47 like me, but it makes me think, wow, maybe there's still a chance for like an old timer, old fart like me. So yeah, that's why I like Gerard Way. He's hilarious. I love the costumes in his most recent, and it makes me have so many ideas for my own creative projects, which I definitely will be able to keep straight in my head, and I'm definitely gonna do them. Next, we have beaded purse from Salvation Army. I went to Salvation Army. This is a beaded purse. I've been wearing it almost every day. It looks amazing with everything, and it has this nice little Art Deco glittery kind of pattern on it. It's not falling apart, and it feels very heavy in your hand, so you know that it's been made with quality ingredients. It's also black, which is great for my emo phase. Also, my cat really liked the smell of it when I first brought it home, so that's scary. I also got this pleated skirt. It's a school uniform skirt. I do like it. I wear it like every day, so. And my other school uniform skirt, it's like really small actually, so I always have to wear a skirt underneath it, otherwise you can see my butt. But also anytime I eat a particularly heavy meal, I like feel like I'm going to get stuck. It feels like the button could pop off, and so like working out the button after eating a heavy meal it's dangerous, you know? But with this one, it's a good size for me, and it has a zipper, no buttons to handle. I'm freaking out. My camera is dying. How did this even happen? Another favorite I have is Facebook stalking my friends from high school, because it's 2009 again. We're bringing Facebook back. I love to watch people as they get married to solid 3 out of 10s. Also, like, seeing their ugly babies is a big pastime of mine. I love to see what they're up to. I like to know their secrets. I like to feel like I'm better than them. I'm not going to go into details because The walls do have ears, especially on YouTube. Next is the Emo Chronicles TikTok page. She'll do profiles on different things that happened in emo history, and it's almost like I was there. It's almost like I was there. What else is there to say about it? It's just good. Yeah, it's good. But I guess because I don't have anything to say about it, maybe it's not great. Next is the book Edie. It's a book about Edie Sedgwick. She was one of Andy Warhol's superstars, if not what I would consider the superstar. She did die tragically young. Spoiler alert. I really liked it because it helped me imagine a different time of New York. Having lived through the past few years in New York has been a little boring. It's made it seem a little bit clinical, a little bit like living in a hospital. No, just kidding. It's like all of the boring, stupid little salad restaurants, people who are eating their salads for dinner, people who are wearing like potato sacks and they're like, it's sustainable. You find them everywhere. Everyone with their boring corporate jobs, and they're like all these like places that are like healthy and it's like efficient. I'm sick of it. I don't want any of that. I don't want clean. I want dirty. That's why I live in New York. How am I on this? Oh right, Edie, the biography, helped me to envision a time when New York was dirty. The start of Edie was a little strange because they started by describing the family cemetery, like the Sedgwick family cemetery, and I thought it was going to be extremely technical details about Edie's biographical life. I really liked it when it got into like the depressing bits. I even went so far as to like try and copy Edie's makeup look, which is, it was very 60s. It was like but it looked so horrible. I tried to do it over and over again for like an entire day. I just could not make it work. I don't know if it's because I have only drugstore makeup, or if it's because I don't have real makeup brushes, or if it's because I just don't have the skill, but for some reason, I'm not very good at makeup. But Edie was good. Edie was good at makeup, apparently. Bob Dylan wrote a song about her. Or several songs, actually. My next favorite is when the leaves on the trees are unsettled in that stormy way, and they're like, and you feel like something big is about to happen. I really like that feeling. I got that feeling right before the pandemic. It's my preference for how it makes me feel. Next is the song Marianne by Boy Toy. It makes me feel like a cool person when I walk down the street. It makes me stand up a little bit straighter, my eyes a little bit higher. I found it from the Babysitters Club TV show. So I guess this is it for my April favorites. It was really just a vehicle for me to talk about myself, my opinions, my life, but isn't that everything? Everything on social media. I'm not here to help you. Although if you do want to help yourself, you should start your emo phase. We all need to have an emo phase, but I want it to be the hyper commercialized emo. None of that like muted Midwest emo stuff. It's fine to listen to, but I want it to be in your face. I want it to be as fun as possible, and it's also better to look at. My suggestion for you this May, even though it's May 24th right now, my suggestion for you in May is to become an emo as